Okay, you guys, we are back with another video. In this video, we're going to talk about JayZ and Tony Buzbee because by the end of this, if Tony Buzbee is not an attorney, it would not be any surprise to anyone who has been following this case because Tony Buzbee has really done some horrible things in his lawsuit against JayZ, and honey, it is so bad that JayZ is consistently getting legal leverage over him. And the people who used to report on this defending Tony Buzbee, they're hiding out, honey, because they're realizing that everything they have been saying that has been going on hasn't been going on, and the truth is coming to light more and more every day. And honestly, like you guys know, from time to time, we'll laugh at JayZ over here. We'll troll JayZ over here. But at the same time, while we laugh at JayZ, troll JayZ, we don't believe that someone's image and reputation should be ruined in the name of greed. Because what had happened was, when VMA Bandit came out with the claims about JayZ and Diddy allegedly doing unpleasantries to her, many of us knew from the get-go that the claims, they were fake. The moment you read the lawsuit, you could tell that it was just not adding up. It's like it was all over the place. And then we know Candace Owens is good at what she does. Then we saw Candace Owens chiming in saying that it's just not adding up for her. It's not consistent. It's not making any sense. And that's what she thinks. And we know Candace Owens is not a JayZ fan. Now, another thing also, as I've always said, there are some people who have spoken on JayZ over the years, and these people are people that the internet love and trust. We're talking about Dame Dash, Wendy Williams, Kanye West. We've heard Kanye, Dame Dash, Wendy Williams saying the most horrible stuff about JayZ, but being a pedophile is never one of them. Never, ever. And if JayZ was even remotely involved in such thing, Kanye would be saying it, Dame Dash would be saying it, because we know Dame Dash is against these things. He's always speaking out against them, and he has called out quite a few people in the industry that have been involved in these things. Gene Deal is also one of them. We've never heard Gene Deal speaking about JayZ in such capacity. And let's say, for example, there was no character witness for JayZ. What we know is that the VMA Bandit lawsuit did not make any sense. The witnesses, they were not at the VMAs that year. The gate she described did not exist in the state of New York based on their, building codes, etc. and regulations did not exist in New York. Shape of the house would not exist and would not have existed in such community. They did such a thorough investigation on this case that you knew from the get-go, just by looking at the things that was said. The time that the lawsuit was amended to include JayZ was right on the same night when JayZ and Blue Ivy had the premiere of Mufasa, right? No. What JayZ is saying is that they have uncovered what Tony Buzbee did, and what Tony Buzbee did, it is deceitful to the court, it is illegal, and JayZ wants Tony Buzbee to be held accountable. No. If the court finds Tony Buzbee guilty on this claim, and based on how everything is pointing, he is in fact guilty of it, based on what things are pointing at. If he's found guilty, he is gonna be liable for 3 times what JayZ is asking for. 3 times by law. 3 times. So if JayZ was suing for, I think JayZ said he lost over 100 and what, 20 or 80 million dollars. This man is looking at $500 million to pay to JayZ. And this case is going to work in JayZ's favor. He's going to have to pay JayZ whether he likes it or not, whether you or I like it or not, because the case is just not going in Tony Buzbee's favor. And JayZ is holding on firm to it because JayZ is going to discipline this man. And based on the games that Tony Buzbee played on the internet in our faces about being barred to practice in the Southern District of New York when he wasn't, he put up that fake approval letter, which was he wanted the internet to believe that he was barred to practice in the Southern District of New York when he wasn't. It was for New York, but not the Southern District, right? The internet clocked it real quick, and they clocked his ass when he tried to play in our faces, right? And ever since then, the internet has been looking at Buzbee like, yeah, you're one of those people who comes after people because they have a huge name and because they have a lot of money. I don't like people who loves to ruin people for their money. JayZ's money is JayZ's money, whether he got it legally, illegally, or a combination of the latter. That is between him, the legal system, and God. It is not Tony Buzbee's job to be judge, juror, and executioner, right? So, what JayZ and his legal team is saying is that under Section 487 of New York's judiciary law, Tony Buzbee has violated this section. And because Tony Buzbee has violated Section 487, it is seen as a misconduct, right? And such misconduct is eligible for a penalty of 3 times the payout. No, the misconduct that JayZ is talking about is, he's saying, when Tony Buzbee realized that the case was not going to go in his favor because he did something illegal, which was he filed a lawsuit in the Southern District of New York, and he was not barred to practice in the Southern District of New York. So already that was one violation. He could not continue the case because he was not barred to practice there. So when Tony Buzbee realized that he would have to drop the case, JayZ and his legal team is saying that Buzbee used Forney, which is his attorney, Buzbee attorney. So Buzbee used Forney to go to the VMA bandit and to trick the VMA bandit, right? So what JayZ is saying Buzbee did was used his attorney, that's him, Buzbee attorney, to trick the VMA bandits. They tricked the VMA bandits by telling her that JayZ was out to delete her life was in danger, and they gave the sense that JayZ would call off the hit on her if she agreed to drop the lawsuit. So when the VMA bandit said the people came to her with threatening tactics for her to drop the lawsuit, that's what he's talking about, right? And JayZ is saying because Tony Buzbee lied and used lies to convince the VMA bandit to drop the lawsuit, JayZ is saying that move has robbed him from completely proving his innocence to the court and the public. So even now, even though the lawsuit has been dropped, even though people know that a part of the reason why the lawsuit has been dropped is because Buzbee's not barred to practice in the Southern District of New York, JayZ is saying it has still robbed him from truly and effectively clearing his name. And he's saying that the court should hold Tony Buzbee accountable for this. So they want all of this, and he wants the current lawsuit that he has, to be amended to include this claim against Tony Buzbee. He's asking the court for the lawsuit to be amended, and the court has given the go-ahead for it to be amended to add this new claim, right? I'm seeing reports saying if it is allowed, but over on Twitter, I've seen the legal document. If I can find it, I'm going to include it for you guys, wherein the court has actually granted JayZ the permission to amend the lawsuit against Buzbee, because they're saying that this came out during a discovery. Now, there's an article here that I'm gonna go through with you guys, and this article, I think it ties it in for you guys and give you like some more context to exactly what is going on, right? So, according to allhiphop.com, JayZ is escalating his legal offense against attorney Tony Buzbee by asking a federal judge to allow a third amended complaint that accuses Buzbee and attorney David Fortney of deceiving both a former client and the court, adding a claim under New York judiciary law, section 487, that could dramatically raise the stakes in the long-running dispute. The proposed amendment, filed in the U.S. District Court for the Southern District of New York, alleges Buzbee orchestrated a campaign of deception after learning he would not be admitted to practice before the court, handling the underlying lawsuit against the hip-hop mogul. If the court grants the request, JayZ's lawsuit would expand to include allegations that Buzbee and Fortney intentionally misled a party during active litigation, conduct prohibited under Section 487 of New York's judiciary law. According to the proposed complaint, the alleged misconduct occurred after U.S. District Judge Annalisa Torres directed Buzbee to submit proof of his admission to practice in the Southern District of New York. JayZ's legal team alleges that once Buzbee learned his admission application had been denied, he sent Fortney to meet with Jane Doe, the plaintiff in the now dismissed civil lawsuit. In the now dismissed civil lawsuit accusing JayZ of sexual assault. Now, as it relates to the remaining portion, it is saying the proposed complaint alleges Fortney falsely told Doe that JayZ had threatened her life and that pursuing the lawsuit had become too dangerous. JayZ's attorney argued those statements were knowingly false and designed to persuade Doe to voluntarily dismiss the case for reasons unrelated to any safety concerns. Instead, Carter's attorneys contend the real objective was to avoid further scrutiny over what they described as a fraudulently filed lawsuit in a court where Buzbee allegedly lacked authority to practice. So what they're saying is that they basically misled Jane Doe, which, as you guys know, I call her the VMA bandit. They led her to believe that JayZ was going to delete her if she did not do what they're saying. Like, they basically put fear into her, making her believe it is this way or JayZ's gonna get to you. And she was like, okay, I don't want any more smoke from JayZ. Let me go ahead and drop this lawsuit, right? So, they're saying the filing states that the alleged deception deprived JayZ of the opportunity to fully clear his name in the underlying litigation while leaving accusations of child sexual assault on the public docket. The new claim invokes New York Judiciary Law Section 487, a rarely used statute allowing civil claims against attorney accused of intentionally deceiving a court or litigants. If successful, damages awarded under the statute may be tripled. JayZ's attorney also argued the alleged deceit cause substantial reputational, personal, and business harm by forcing him to defend against allegations they maintained were false. All hip-hop closely followed the dispute from its earliest stage, including JayZ's denial of the allegation. This also includes the dismissal of the underlying lawsuit and the subsequent California litigation between Carter and Buzbee and the federal action now pending in New York. Right? So Buzbee is in a lot of you know what, right? They're saying we will now watch whether Judge Dale E. Ho permits the third amended complaint. Buzbee is expected to oppose the amendment and could move to dismiss the newly added section 487 claim if it is allowed. Even so, one issue could prove especially significant discovery. So the discovery of this information, it is very significant. No judge is going to throw that out. And I saw the docket and it has been granted. So good luck on that, Buzbee. I was telling you guys that Buzbee could not be trusted, and it's been like 2 years, if not over 2 years. We're in 2026, so this is going on to 3 years now since I've been telling you guys Buzbee cannot be trusted, and you all said I didn't know what I was talking about. But are you so sure about that now, honey? No, you guys see that. I told you guys, and I keep telling you guys. When I tell you something and when I stand firm on what I'm telling you, just save the video and you're going to see that it is exactly as I'm telling you. Now, what they're saying is that if the discovery proceeds, JayZ's legal team could seek emails, text messages, internal communications, deposition testimony related to the alleged meeting with Doe, Buzbee's admission status in the Southern District of New York, and the decision to dismiss the underlying lawsuit. Those materials could also become important in JayZ's separate California appeal should that litigation ultimately move forward. So, good luck, Buzbee, because like hell, you're gonna need it. You gonna need it. This man used Sean Diddy Combs to get close to JayZ because, like, you know, all the lawsuits that he was filing against those fake ass deadbeat lawsuits of his that he was filing against Diddy. And you guys know that I'm not a Sean Diddy Combs fan. But I just don't believe in just wanting what people have that's not yours and that you haven't worked for. Diddy got his money through whatever legal and illegal means, because at this point in time, we ain't no fool. We ain't no fool. They couldn't prove racketeering, so, you know, let's say allegedly, right? But I think Buzbee was being so damn greedy. He was looking at JayZ saying, the richest black man, I'm coming for you all. I've been trampling Diddy. I'm coming for you, Mr. JayZ. And JayZ was like, who? You must not, like, this is what I love about some people. I love their courage and I love their confidence, because their courage and confidence will have them so fooled to think that they can pick on someone knowing that they can't, but they are so confident and they're so brave that they are always picking on the right one. You know how you guys would say, some people would say you've got the wrong one. Buzbee got the right one. Like, you play stupid games, Buzbee, you get stupid prizes. I love this for him. Ha! It's like music to my ear. I can't wait for JayZ to just end him and to ruin him completely, because he wanted to ruin JayZ with a damn lie. And you just don't do that to people. You just don't do those things to people. Whew. But that's all I have to say about that for this video. We may talk about this tomorrow again, depending. So stick around. Let me know what other videos you guys would like to see. Peace.